Hello everybody, this is Emery48 here, and welcome back to another Marvel Monday. Today we're going over the first season of Loki. Episode 1, Glorious Purpose. Loki is DB Cooper, which is pretty cool. Loki gets captured by the TVA, which is Time Variant Authority. The Timekeepers don't like that Loki escaped, broke the sacred timeline, all very tiny. Loki has to be a villain, so heroes can be heroes. That's a very interesting take, and I kind of like it. Like, Loki's actual purpose is to make good people better, which is cool. Loki saw his mother's death, his father's death, and his own death to Thanos. The TVA have multiple Infinity Stones, even duplicates of some. Another variant is killing TVA units. That variant is another Loki. A TVA agent wants Loki's help capturing the other Loki. That is Mobius, who's played by Owen Wilson. And Owen Wilson did really well for being in Marvel. I really enjoyed his character. Episode 2, The Variant. Loki becomes a TVA variant. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston are a great duo throughout the show. If I was playing Among Us with the Timekeepers, I would definitely vote them out, because they're really sus right now. Loki learns of the destruction of Asgard during Ragnarok, and Loki solved that the other Loki is hiding at places just before an apocalypse, like Asgard or Pompeii. Loki meets the other Loki and wants to work with the other Loki to take over the TVA. The other Loki refuses, and the other Loki is a female. She was hiding in a town in Alabama in 2050 that gets taken out by a tornado hurricane thing. It was a weird combo and very powerful. She bombed the timeline and creates maybe a bunch of variants. She escapes the TVA and Loki follows. Episode 3, Lamentis. I really like the theme music. Maybe love is hate is a very interesting phrase, but one to think on. You're drunk, no, I'm full. Very full. Great line again. This one had some of the better one-liners of the season. All in the TVA are former variants, which is very interesting. Once we hit Lamentis, it felt a lot like Doctor Who. There was one scene in it where they showed like the sky and it looked kind of cheaply made, but other than that, the space stuff looked very cool. Episode 4, The Nexus Event. The Timekeepers are real. Feel very Sith-like. Loki and female Loki, Sylvie, get recaptured by the TVA. Sylvie and Loki fell for each other, impacting the Nexus Event. Loki tells Owen Wilson the truth about the TVA. I know he has a name, but it's much more fun to call him Owen Wilson. He doesn't believe Loki. One of the agents broke out Sylvie, and she proved that she was also a variant, showing her past life before the TVA. Mobius is suspicious of the TVA at this point, and he is pruned or killed. I think what we were supposed to have assumed happened when someone got pruned was you got killed, but that evidently doesn't quite happen. Loki and Sylvie are brought to speak to the Timekeepers by the judge, who is Owen Wilson's boss. And they had a little bit of a connection, too, so that's tough. The Timekeepers are animatronics, essentially. Loki gets pruned. Sylvie captures the judge. Episode 5, Journey into Mystery. Loki meets other pruned Lokis. Sylvie pruned herself. A lot of Lokis fight each other, like a lot of Lokis. Mobius escapes Pruneville, that's what I'm going to call it, to return to the TVA. Sylvie and Loki attack the Tempest Super Being, which is the keeper of Pruneville, and keeps people out of the guy who's running everything. Sylvie and Loki enchant the beast, and it opens the way to the true founder of the TVA. Episode 6, For All Time, Always. Sylvie and Loki find the man in charge. Sylvie and Loki fight, then kiss. Sylvie sends Loki back to the TVA, then kills the man, leaving the timeline unchecked. The kiss thing's weird, by the way, because they're themselves, the same person, just from a different timeline. So, like, that's got to be weirder than, like, it's just weird. Like, it just is. History has changed. A different version of the man has his statue in the TVA instead of the timekeepers. And Owen Wilson does not remember Loki at this point. The judge has gone somewhere. This episodes 1 through 5 felt like it was really building towards something. And then episode 6 felt like it kind of wrapped up a bit of the story, but then really left a lot of questions at the end. The TVA is still there, but it's different. History has changed. But Loki's memories haven't changed, so that's interesting. The judge has gone off for a search of free will, so she's somewhere. Sylvie has an ability to get back, but hasn't done that yet. And there's a new variant of the guy, and the timeline is unchecked, so now things could go awry, I guess. I did enjoy the show. I think I'm going to place it could go second or third. It's a toss-up with Hawkeye, really. It really plays on the Doctor Who aspect, but I think the ending maybe didn't help it all that much. Let me know what you thought of the show down below. I am interested to see what season 2 comes about and does, because I feel like that will progress the story a little more and maybe help move it up. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.